Hello students, welcome to the session on XAT PYP crash course. I have been taking these sessions. In the previous session, you must have seen grammar topics such as punctuation marks, prepositions, uh, yes, specifically prepositions, I must say, then conjunctions based, and then there were punctuation based questions, generally spotting the error, fill in the blanks, tense based questions, passive voice, active voice, and conditionals. So you must go through those sessions also. And if I'm not wrong, that session was taken on 11th of December. So you can go through that also to find out some more important information as I have taken all those grammar concepts in detail. Today, I'll be taking up some more questions of previous year papers. So stay tuned and I'll be taking up the topics in detail so that whosoever has any query regarding any concept that should be clarified because you do not know which question will actually appear in XAT, right? So let's begin now. Look at the first question. Which of the following options is grammatically correct and meaningful? So first of all, in such a question, what we should do is we should read the entire question once and then pay attention to those components, those parts, those portions of the sentences which are same. Then only we will be able to see where the variance is. I mean, where the variety comes. जहां जहां पर भी थोड़ा सा different आता है, that we have to be utmost careful about, and then we have to decide what should be the correct answer option. So here is your question. I will read out the question to you. I want to join an MBA college. I want to join an MBA college that is not only the best in the country, but also provides the best campus jobs. Not only, but also. So this is the use of correlative conjunction, not only, but also. There's a talk of the MBA college that should be the best and it should also give the best campus jobs, something like this. Okay. Now look at all the sentences. You find that this portion, the first portion, is in sync. I mean, it is similar to the rest of the sentences. It is common in all the sentences, so to say. I want to join an MBA college that is not only the best in the country, but also I can get good job. See, I want to join an MBA college that is not only the best in the country, but also best in job. D, I want to join an MBA college that is not only good, but also I can get good job. Last, I want to join an MBA college that I found not only best in the country, but also I can get good job. So here we can easily see, we can easily understand that this first part, I want to join an MBA college that is not. यहाँ तक तो same है, that is not, that is not, that is not. Here you find there is some variation, right? Now, coming to the second half of the sentence, the best in the country, but also provides the best campus jobs. Now, what does the rule say? The rule says, wherever, for whichever we are using this. Good evening, learner. Good evening, everyone. Toto, yes, hello, hi, Merry Christmas. Okay. So now what happens is that whenever you are using this kind of correlative conjunction, you have to see that the subject is the same. I mean, whatever subject the conjunction is referring to in the first part, that should continue within the second part as well. So not only is referring to here the MBA college, but also, now if you judge it carefully, clearly, yes, Jia, yes. I want to join an MBA college that is not only the best in the country, but also provides the best campus jobs. So MBA college, about this we are talking in the first part, we find this is not only the best, but also this provides. What provides the best campus jobs? This particular MBA college, which the speaker is talking about. Okay. But if you look at the other sentences, for example, if you look at sentence B, I want to join an MBA college that is not only the best in the country, but also I can get a good job? No, this is wrong. Why? Because here the subject has been changed. यहाँ पे subject बदल गया है. So this will be wrong option. Next, I want to join an MBA college that is not only the best in the country, but also best in job. Now, best in job, again, it doesn't give a proper meaning. And you cannot get a job, you have to study there. You don't get a job there as it is, so to say, right? So again, this is a wrong usage. Moreover, best should take the superlative. This is again one more mistake which you can say. This is also an error. Best is the superlative adjective. Good, better, best. So it should take the definite article the before that. The best. ऐसा होना चाहिए था. अगर होता भी तो, though this is wrong. Logically this is wrong, but grammatically also this is not correct. I want to join an MBA college that is not only good, but also I can get good job. I want to join an MBA college that is not only good, but also I can get good job. यहाँ पे again you find that the subject has been changed. So this goes against the rule of grammar. Now coming to the last one, I want to join an MBA college that I found not only best in the country, but also I can get good job. Though this is a repetition of sentence two, but here you find the major mistake, right? So this is not a proper grammatical structure. It does not conform to the rule of grammar of correlative conjunction, not only but also. So clearly your answer is option A. This is your answer option. I want to join an MBA college that is not only the best in the country, but also provides the best campus jobs. For example, if I say he is not only charming, but also caring. So, what is the subject? He. This charming is catering to he. Caring is also catering to he. Caring and charming have been both used for the subject he. Hence, it is correct. You might find many such sentences, right? So, always read all the sentences carefully. Keep a deep observation. Rather, I should say, keep a hawk's eye, right? And then find out where the mistake is, and then select your answer option. Now, coming to the next question. Here we have to read these sentences. Please pay attention to all the sentences. This is a question related to punctuation marks. Look at the first sentence. Chatterjee loves books. Therefore, he reads them all the time. Second, Chatterjee loves books. Therefore, he reads them all the time. Third, Chatterjee loves books and therefore reads them all the time. So here, what we have to understand is Chatterjee is the subject, the verb is loves, and the object is books. In fact, the other part, here also the words are all the same, but there is the difference here related to the punctuation marks. Now let's have a look. The first one says, therefore he reads them all the time. Now, therefore is a conjunction. And what is the use of semicolon? This is semicolon. It is used to divide the clauses. It is used for two sentences which are independent, but their meanings are connected. If you look at this clause, Chatterjee loves books, he reads them all the time. They are two independent clauses, but then they are connected with each other. Especially the second one, you find them, it is in continuation of the first one, the first clause. So Chatterjee loves books, therefore he reads them all the time is correct as per the law of the punctuation mark, that is the semicolon. They are connected. Now, semicolon is almost used as a full stop, period. Some people call it period. It is almost used as a full stop when you are ending a particular thought. But the thought continues into the other thought. So here this condition has been justified that this thought of Chatterjee loving the books is continued in the other one. He keeps on reading them continuously. Okay. So these two thoughts are connected, and therefore the use of semicolon is completely correct here. Plus pay attention to the conjunction. This has been correctly used. These are both joined by the conjunction therefore. Right. Now look at the next one. Chatterjee loves books. Full stop. Therefore, he reads them all the time. The meaning which is being conveyed is just the same, right? I hope you get the point. The meaning is the same, but the way of presentation, particularly related to the use of punctuation marks, is to be seen, is to be observed, and we have to find out the correct answer option. So the second sentence, Chatterjee loves books. In this, what you find, the clauses have been, since they were independent already, now they have been given the form of a complete sentence, right? Coordinating clauses, those which can stand on their own. The one clause doesn't depend upon the other. This is again the rule of grammar. Chatterjee loves books, full stop. Then another thought, after full stop, therefore, comma, this is the conjunction. He reads them all the time. So this is also grammatically correct because the two clauses have been broken with the help of this full stop. Because as I said, semicolon almost works or plays the role of a full stop, but the one thought leading to the other. So same way you find here, after the first one, properly the full stop has been mentioned. Now, since there is a full stop, the second sentence has to start with a capital letter, right? So that is why this therefore will start with T. Again, another rule of punctuation marks. Once a sentence gets over, the next sentence has to start with a capital letter. Therefore, he reads them all the time. So this is again correct. Now coming to the third sentence, Chatterjee loves books and therefore reads them all the time. So you find here that these two clauses have been again connected. Again, the sentence has been broken into two clauses. Now you find the use of the conjunction and, added use of the conjunction and. Now again, this is as per the rule of grammar conjunctions, and that when you talk about the portions, when you talk about the thought, when you talk about the idea rather than the things, right? You use and then after you have to use a comma. I'll give you one example. Suppose if I say, she bought apples, mangoes, and oranges. So here, since you find that here we have nouns, subjects, okay? So here, after this noun, what we have done, we have separated, we have made a list by adding a comma here. But here we are completing the list sort of, so to say. So here, instead of adding a comma, we can add and because we are completing this. And there is no need of a comma here. But in this particular sentence, what is happening here, you have an idea, you have a clause here, and that is why after and you have to use a comma, and then there is another conjunction which joins these two once again, and one more comma will be used, and finally there is the full stop. Since this is a comma here, there is no need of using the capital T letter. I hope it is clear. So this sentence is also correct. The third sentence is also correct. So what is your answer option? Which of the above statement or statements is or are correct in grammar and meaning? By meaning point of view, you have understood everything. All the sentences are correct. But grammatically also you find that 1, 2, 3 all are correct. Your answer option thus is E. Now coming to the next question, have a look at this paragraph which has some blanks. I shall read out the sentence loudly. The Lannisters had dashed gold than the Tyrrells until the Lannister army sacked Highgarden and took the Tyrrell fortune to pay back the Iron Bank. On the other hand, the Northern army has dash than 10,000 men, and therefore John needs to bend the knee to Daenerys. What happens in the story next is dependent on George R. Martin, the writer of the series. Full stop. For Dash, he has not written anything further, and we hope George R. Martin will get around to finishing the book Dash. Full stop. But as it happens, comma, dash, comma, book releases are delayed. Now we have to use these words from the given options meaningfully in this paragraph so that the sentence becomes completely clear. Now, I would like to take this up first, fewer and less. Fewer is a comparison. You say few, fewer, fewest. This talks about countables, right? There were fewer books to read, right? There are fewer soldiers on the battlefield. Comparison, few, fewer, fewest, right? This is your regular, this is comparative, this is superlative. I am talking about this comparison. Now, less is a positive degree. Then you find lesser, and you find this last one, which is the least. सबसे कम, है ना? कम, उससे कम, सबसे कम. This is a comparison. But what happens in less? It can be used with countables as well as non-countables or uncountables. More specifically, less can be used with amount or quantity. For example, if I say, today there are less students in the college, okay? Or if I say, we have less milk today, so let us skip preparing coffee, something like this, okay? So when I said less students, I am talking about the countable nouns. When I say less milk, I'm talking about uncountable noun, which is the amount or the quantity, okay? Now, the other word, please pay attention, sometime. What does this sometime mean? Sometime, then sometime, and the last one is sometimes. Starting with sometimes. Sometimes it so happens that I forget to send the proper mail. Okay. Sometimes it so happens. What does it tell you? It is an adverb of time. Kabhi kabhi. Kabhi kabhi mere dil mein khayal aata hai. Something like this. Okay. So sometimes it so happens that I don't remember the important dates. Right. अब ये दूसरा वाला जो है, this one, sometime, this one. This is also an adverb. It talks about a point of time. Point of time. Yes, certainly. We will meet sometime next week. Yes, of course. I will complete this work sometime next month. Means at a point of time, I'm talking about some time. Okay. Now, the first one, sometime, here you find that the some is actually an adjective. Just as I say, some people, if I say some spices were added to the dish to make it more tasty, some spices, some people, some flowers, some books are lying on the table. So this is an adjective, or you can also call it a determiner. So here some time means it is a duration of time. If I say, okay, I'll send you the PDF after some time. Okay, I will post the letter after some time. So this is used for the duration of time. Please observe the minute differences which are coming up. This will help you crack all such questions very easily. Though they look similar, but they are not same. They are all different, right? So now, what could be the answer? Once again, let's go back to the first one. To the first sentence, the Lannisters had dashed gold than the Tyrells. Now there is a comparison than the Tyrells. Now what does gold signify? Gold is a noun. What kind of noun? It is material noun. It is uncountable, right? So can we use fewer here? Fewer, few, we cannot use here because we cannot count. Of course, had the sentence been like this, some grams or gold or some kilograms of gold, so to say, right? Anything is possible for the kings and the queens. But a measurable quantity is not being mentioned here. So what do you find? The Lannisters had less gold than the Tyrells. Okay. You cannot use fewer here. Okay. Fewer. So here you find in the option number B, fewer, option number D, option number E. So can you easily eliminate these? Can you look at these small differences? You can easily eliminate, I'm very sure. Right? You can eliminate B, you can eliminate D and E. Why? Because fewer will not be a correct word to be used, I mean, as an adjective in front of gold, which is a material noun. So the Lannisters had less gold than the Tyrells until the Lannister army sacked Highgarden and took the Tyrell fortune to pay back the Iron Bank. On the other hand, the Northern army has dashed than 10,000 men. Again, there is a comparison. Than is used for comparison. Okay. Her sister is taller than him. Something like this. Taller than, more intelligent than, longer than, shorter than, something like this. So here we use than. On the other hand, the Northern army has dashed than 10,000 men, and therefore John needs to bend the knee to Daenerys. So somewhere, something like fewer will be used here. Less can also be used, but in the comparison, had it been lesser, अगर यहाँ पे lesser होता तो वो अच्छे से हम use कर सकते थे, but you do not find lesser anywhere. आपको कहीं पर भी lesser दिख रहा है क्या? You don't find lesser here. तो less है, तो less comparison में नहीं आएगा. That is why we cannot use less there. ठीक है? That is why ये आपका हट गया. Fewer आप use कर सकते हो. Army has fewer than 10,000 men, and therefore John needs to bend the knee to Daenerys. What happens in the story next is dependent on George R. Martin, the writer of the series. For now, some reason is being given for the writer taking a particular step. For dash, he has not written anything further. He has not written anything further means to add on after that. Finally, he has not written anything. It is being mentioned for some time. Okay, period of time, duration of time, for some time. He has not written anything further, and we hope George R. Martin will get around to finishing the book sometime. Now, what is this sometime? Sometime is the point of time. Sometime is the point of time. As I said, of course, we will meet sometime next week. So sometime here, for some time, he has not written anything further, and we hope George R. Martin will get around to finishing the book sometime. Point in time, point in future. But as it happens, ऐसा कभी कभी होता है, book releases are delayed. Sometimes this one, what does it tell you? It tells you about an adverb. Sometimes is an adverb of time. Sometimes, and then what can be the, for example, you use frequently, okay, every day, always, never. So in this way, this is an adverb, sometimes. So here, this will easily fit in. Sometimes book releases are delayed. So you find that option A fits in the best. But how do you eliminate? I hope that also is clear. You have to have sometimes, which is very correct here, but this goes wrong here, and already we have taken away, ruled this out because of fewer and less here. And this sometime is also not correct. Similarly, if you look at C, because you find that actually there was a contention between A and C. है ना? We had eliminated B, D, and E. So between A and C, what happens? You find less here, you find fewer here, but here it goes wrong. Sometime will not come here. Similarly, sometime will be wrong here, but sometimes is correct. So looking at blank number 3 and 4, you find that this is the game changer. That is why your answer option A will be the correct answer. I hope this is clear. So please pay attention to all these different adverbs wherever you find such questions, such usages in the paper, in any competitive exam for that matter, not only XAT. So pay attention where a particular adjective will be used, whether there is a comparison or not, whether there is a countable or an uncountable noun, and so on and so forth. As I already said, had this been grams of gold, so we could have used fewer in the first blank. But here it is plain gold material noun, which is uncountable, right? Gold, petrol, silver, iron, wood, plastic, these are all material nouns. As I said, milk, so you have water, honey, oats, okay? Oats, of course, when it is cooked, right? Now the next question. Yes, I would also like to talk about this usage many a time. I have found many students getting very much confused in this usage. Many a time. What does it mean? Actually, in simple plain English, we have been using this many times. Okay? She has visited me many times. बहुत बार. Okay, we are counting, so this is plural, many times. But what happens here is many, and then what we do, we write here a. A is indicative of singular. A boy, a pen, a girl, okay, a wall clock. And here what happened, that happens then we skip the S part from here. So many a time is equivalent to many times. Many a friend, many a child, many a man. Okay. Instead of saying many men, what do we say? Many a man. We have already used many, which is indicative of plural, more than one. Then we use a, and then finally the noun does not take S with it. This I wanted you to mark, because this mistake is being committed by many students. Now coming to the next question. Now look at this one. Dash the importance of horizontal stratification. Dash higher education is widely acknowledged, comma, dash attention has been applied to horizontal stratification, dash compulsory schooling. Though this is a small one, but this may be, a little tricky for some students. Why? Because the meaning in the first read may not be very clear. Unless we look at the options, unless we weigh and judge all the options, we won't be able to reach the meaning just in a jiffy. Though this is a simple, one sentence, one liner, so to say. Okay, one sentence only. So let's understand what is it talking about. And then, of course, I will talk about the options also. I would like to talk about whereas, then while, then about, with, to, within. Now, these are all prepositions. About is a preposition, with is a preposition, To is a preposition, within is a preposition. I would like you to pay attention to within, which means inside. Uske andar, है ना? It can be about a place, it can be about time. It can be about an object also, within. Okay? It gives an indication of something being inside something else. And whereas and while, these are both subordinate conjunctions. They subordinate clauses are started generally with these. Okay. Now, while shows comparison. Of course, they both can be used. Whereas and while both can be used to fit in the first blank. Look at this how. Whereas the importance of horizontal stratification, I'm taking option number 1 first, whereas the importance of horizontal stratification with higher education is widely acknowledged. Now, with higher education, with together, and something with, okay? I'm with you, okay? I want ice cream with chocolate with. It is a conjunction, but does it fit in here in the first blank? I mean the second blank. Whereas the importance of horizontal stratification with higher education is widely acknowledged. No, it has to show something in, usme, something including, something containing that. It has to show that, right? So what happens here? With this one, we will have to keep out. This has to be eliminated. Now, if I look at, first I will see which answers are similar. As I said, look at those components which are same and the ones which are different. If I look at whereas, I find that C option carries whereas again. So, whereas the importance of horizontal stratification about higher education is widely acknowledged, about is also not a very good fit. Okay. Now, I am left with B, D, and E. In B, D, and E, I have while. While. Now, since they both can be used interchangeably, we can consider the possibility of while, because whereas does not fit in. Now, look at while B. While the importance of horizontal stratification on higher education will not go well. It has to be something in, right? And that is why I want to look at option D, which carries within. While the importance of horizontal stratification within higher education is widely acknowledged, comma, dash attention has been applied to horizontal stratification, dash attention. Now, if I look at option E, this also, of course, coming before I come here, okay, let me first take this. Further less is a wrong usage. What is the correct usage? Far less. Far less is the correct usage as compared to, of course, this has already been ruled out, but let's have a look. For less in option C is grammatically incorrect. Further less in option E is also not correct. Both are wrong. We are left with far less. Far less. This is a kind of, you can say, a sort of comparison is there. Okay. But actually, there is no comparison. Okay. In this particular sentence, far less attention has been applied. Less, lesser, least. There's no comparison here. Okay. The positive degree has to be used, and moreover, the proper standard phrase is far less. So, far less, and then has been applied to horizontal stratification within compulsory schooling. So, within fits in here also. He is talking about compulsory schooling, stratification within compulsory schooling, stratification within higher education. So, in this way, the rule of parallelism is also justified. Both the sides have parallelism. Parallelism means the same component, the same part of speech, or the same sentence structure has to be used throughout the given sentence. So you find that is also justified here. It has been met with the rule. Here you find horizontal stratification within higher education, horizontal stratification within compulsory schooling. So here we can easily use within and within here. Now, once again, going back to the blank number 3. While within far less. Here we have to use the phrase far less attention has been applied to horizontal stratification within compulsory schooling. Now, we have ruled out option A because of with. Two less could also, we could have considered two less, it is not wrong. But two here would have been completely wrong. Stratification to compulsory schooling, no, that is wrong. Or maybe it could have been for compulsory schooling. Okay, but that option we have not been given. So we have to judge here itself between within and I mean within only is the option which is left. Coming to the second one, while can be our answer, but on is absolutely wrong, and far fewer attention is again grammatically wrong here. Why? Because there is no comparison being done here. Where is the comparison? Far fewer, and moreover, the standard usage is far less. About is also wrong, just as about is wrong here. Similarly, about is wrong in the last blank also. So this has been taken away. C option again has been taken away because of the preposition of has been applied to horizontal stratification of compulsory schooling when in the first part we are using within compulsory schooling. Same analogy applies to the second half or the latter part of the sentence. So here also we find that there is a big play of prepositions. Unless we are clear with the prepositions, where do we stand? That we have to. So not to worry, we still have a few days left. You can put in your comments if you really need some more clarification, some more questions to be taken up, whether PYP or non-PYP. We are always available. Just put in the chat box your comments and we will be ready for some more sessions, whatever, I mean, as per your requirement and need. So you find here the prepositions are to be understood very clearly, and without is absolutely wrong here. Without means away from. है ना? I will not eat ice cream without gulab jamun, right? So again, without is absolutely wrong. This is out of the purview, and within is given here, but within is not given here, and further less is wrong here. So our correct answer option is D. So students, we have to see how we reach at the particular answer option. Of course, we have to play this trick of elimination, but then we have to be very, very observant. We have to keenly observe the flow of ideas, what the sentence is actually trying to say, and which particular option will fit in. Once we are able to delete or rule out few options, then we are left with maybe one or two, and then that becomes a deciding factor. So in this way, we can move ahead with such questions. And after the CAT exam, we are here for the help of the student community. We have all these free resources for OMEDs, and there are tips and strategies being shared. Of course, we always give exam updates. We have our Telegram channels. Then we conduct quizzes also. We give regularly our updates, whatever updates are available on the YouTube also, completely, I mean, in sync with the things which are going on, whatever news items appear. And also we prepare for the students for WAT and group discussions and personal interviews also. So that is also going on. So if you are interested, you may, of course, uh, make us your partners in your journey of excellence. And I would like to take your leave at this note. Yes, Ashish Kumar was saying something. Yes, Divyansh, very correct. Jia, yes, correct. So stay tuned and please let us know if you attended all questions of their decision making and left 10 unattempted in VALR and 10 attempted in QA. So I will get 1 to 2. How will these 1 to be divided between the 3 sections? Okay, I'll try and get back to you on this in a short while. So stay tuned for more such content. Thank you. All the best. Take care.